Hi everyone, it's Paul here from the Bloodied Hex. Today I'll be explaining a Titan for the board game Hoplomachus. The Titan I'm explaining today is Theia, and Theia come in the Rise of Rome pack. So we've got Theia laid out here. Theia's difficulty rating is a rating 2 stars, so she's about mid-range. It shows you here, Theia's health is 8, her attack range is 1, and her Titan dice is 1 black, 2 green, 1 blue, and 3 yellow, which is here. Not the greatest set of dice, but that's her dice. So under her name here, we've got Titan details. Now it says, the first thing it says is Theia cannot be stunned at all. And then the second thing is Theia cannot be damaged until at least 1 Titan shard is in your possession. Theia cannot be destroyed, lose her last health, until all 4 shards are in your possession. The shards are here, shown here, here, and here on the pedestal hexes of the arena. So to get a shard in your possession, you basically just got to take out the 3 health underneath the shard, and then the shard becomes active and it's in your possession. But anyway, we'll move on. The pillar setup, which is going to explain it all. Place 3 health on each pedestal hex. Then place the Titan shard on top. These pillars have no attack, and once the health is gone, the shard turns active and immediately fills a spot on the player's prep area. Place under another chip if occupied. Active shards may hinder your ability to draw a new chip. So what this is explaining is you've moved over here, you've attacked this shard, you've got rid of the 3 health, so this shard becomes active and we put it on the prep area. There's nowhere, as you can see, we've got 4 chips here on the prep area already, so we just place it underneath one. So where it says where it may hinder is, it's our turn, so we've deployed this unit here with its health. We'll grab 2 health for it. Grab 2 health, we move it. Then it's Theia's turn. Then we go to draw a new chip. Well, we can't because all the areas are full and this shard takes up 1 spot. So until we deploy it again on our next draw phase, we can draw 1 there. But at the moment, there's 2 gladiators and a tactic and the shard, so we can't draw anymore. So that's what that's explaining. So we'll just move this back. Back on there. We'll move this out of the way. So we'll move on. Now the next bit explains Titan shards. These shards give the player insight into her thoughts and allow the player to prepare for her next move in the arena. For every shard on the player's prep area, the player can choose 1 die from Theia's next roll and roll it before beginning their turn. That roll is locked and Theia must use what was rolled on her upcoming turn. Be sure to write down what is rolled for Theia, as you will probably need those dice on your own turn. So what this is saying, like before, we've got 1 shard here. Just say we've got 1 shard. It's our turn. But these are the Titan dice here. We can choose to roll one of these dice to see, like you might want to roll the black one and see if it's actually a hit. So we can leave that there. So when it comes Theia's next turn, we only roll these ones. We already know she's got a hit with the black. That's what that's explaining. And if you've got another shard active, well, you can pick any 2 of the Titan dice to roll before your turn. Just remember, like it says, if you've rolled them, write them down if you haven't got enough dice to have separate Titan dice. But if you've got enough, just leave them to the side and make sure you don't roll them again. So we'll move on now. So now we'll flip the card. On this side of the card, it shows you Theia's movement, her special, and her attack. So once again, it just shows you her name, her attack range, her health, the dice she rolls, and her difficulty. So let's start with, I'll just go through each ability or movement, special or attack, and then we'll work it out from there. So she's rolled her dice. Just say she's rolled one green dice. So up the top, if she's rolled one green dice, it's a move. Theia moves one hex towards the closest, then the weakest unit. If already next to the unit, Theia doesn't move. So let's just say we've got a unit out here. Let's just say we'll put the unit here. So she just moves to the closest unit. Now the closest unit would be the champion. Even though this is the weakest, we always see on the card it says closest first, then the weakest unit. So she would just move one spot towards the champion. So we'll put her back. Next thing, it says if you've rolled two green dice. So we don't do the first one. If you've rolled two, we move straight on to where it shows two green dice. And this is called a blink move. So it says roll a d6. If she rolls 1 or a 2, Theia moves directly adjacent to the champion. If she rolls 3 to 6, Theia moves directly adjacent to the weakest unit. It says roll a d6 to determine her placement around the unit. If occupied, fill the next clockwise open spot. So we roll the dice, she rolls a 2. So she's going to move towards the champion. So up here, it shows you where she should move. So we roll the d6 again, so she's going to move to the champion. So we've rolled a 5, which is this spot here. So she moves straight into that spot right beside our champion because we've rolled the 5 and it shows you up here on the dice legend up here. The 5 is the top one, so it's there. So that explains Theia's movements. So we move on to the specials now. So we'll put Theia back into a spot. So if we roll 1 blue dice, it says surge. Send out a ray of light in every adjacent hex's direction, doing 1 damage to each unit in the ray's path. Hits all units in each direction. So Theia's sitting here in the middle. So she's going to send out a ray of light in this direction, in that direction, this direction, this direction, this direction, and that direction. So we're pretty safe there because she doesn't hit any of them. So just say we were here and our champion was active and he's moved into this spot. She would actually send the ray of light out to the champion there and this unit, so they would both take 1 damage each. So that's how the special surge works. So that's that one. So we'll put that back. Put him inactive. We'll put him back on his spot there. Alright. Now, if she rolls a black dice and the blues, she rolled the blue miss and 1 black, we move on to this one. It says Accumulate Health. Steals 1 health from the closest, then the weakest opposing unit. Place under Theia. So the closest unit would be the champion here. Even though he's inactive, she can still steal off him. So she steals 1 health from him and she puts it under, so she gains a health. So even though she's only starting on 8 health, she's up to 9 health now. So that's Accumulate Health. That's how that ability works. Okay, so we'll move that one back. Then, if she rolled a black and a blue dice, we go down to what's called Life Surge. Theia performs Surge, which is the top one. Any damage taken from the Surge is then given as health to Theia. So like before, we perform the ability Surge. So this is the one where she sends out rays of light everywhere. So this guy is in one of her rays there. The champion, it misses the champion. So she sends it out. She does 1 damage. Whereas before, we would have just got rid of that chip. But because we've rolled a blue and a black and she's performing Life Surge, that chip goes under her there. So that's another way she can accumulate health, but it's under the special life surge. Okay, so now we move into the attack dice. So she gets to roll 3 yellow dice. So if she just rolls 3 yellow and she just gets 1 hit on one of them, she performs a basic attack. And she attacks the weakest adjacent unit. And her attack dice are a black, a green, and a blue. So at the moment, she wouldn't do damage to anyone because it has to be adjacent. But if this guy was here and she rolled 1 yellow, she would perform her basic attack. And whatever she rolls, just say she rolls, she gets 1 hit, this guy just loses 1 health, and that gets put away. So we move on to the next one. 2 yellow dice. If she rolled 2, it's dual basic attack. Attacks 2 adjacent units. Theia attacks both units separately. If there is only 1 adjacent unit, Theia attacks twice. So, we'll just double check the 2 adjacent units. Rightio. So, Theia, we've got 1 unit here. We might just, for the demonstration, we might just put out another unit. So we'll just chuck another unit here. Okay, so once again, Theia gets to roll a green, a black, and a blue dice. So she has to roll these twice, 1 for each unit. You can't roll these all together and say that's 2 hits for both. She has to roll twice. So this unit here just took 2 hits, so he loses 2 hits, and then she'd roll again, and let's just say she rolls 1, and then that one only loses 1. That's how the dual basic attack works. Now, one other thing with that, like it said in the description there, if there's only 1 unit, she rolls the dice, she rolls 1 hit, and because he's the only guy standing next to her adjacent, she gets to attack him twice. So she rolls again, 3 hits. So he's just about dead there. So yeah, so it pays not to get too close to Theia because you can really damage her in a big way, like showed you there. So we move on to the last attack, and that's 3 hits with yellow dice, and it's called Power of 27. So perform dual basic attack. So what I just showed you then, Theia then focuses on the most healthy unit within 3 hexes and calls down a 3 damage light beam. So we do the dual basic attack first. So the dual basic attack, once again, she can hit 2 units or 1. We'll just do 1. So she's rolled and she's hit this one 3 times. And because he's the only one again, let's just say she hits him once for 1 hit, so he loses another one. Then we look for the most healthy unit 3 hexes away. So this guy, 1, 2, 3. So the only unit is this guy here and our champion. And our champion, he's got a big stack of 12 health there. So she sends in a ray of light and does 3 damage to that one. So he takes 3 damage, like that. That one, that Power of 27, you wouldn't want that one to come up too often because you'd be losing your champion pretty quickly. So that's the Titan Theia. Hope I've explained everything okay. Please check out Hoplomachus. It's a great game, solo, co-op, or player versus player. I'll put a link to the Chip Theory website below. And thanks for watching.